Why is daily bias the most struggled upon concept in the whole of trading at the moment? No one can seem to determine a daily bias. Now, if you give me 5 minutes of your time, I'm going to show you how you can do it in 30 seconds for the rest of your trading career, thus saving you hours in the future. So let's get into it. So the first problem people have with daily bias is, what does daily bias actually mean? People overcomplicate this all the time, but all it means is that price is either going to go up for the day or down for the day. Now notice how it's not a specific trade, a specific level, an order block, anything like that. It's just, is price going to go up or down? So with that being said, the second thing you got to do is only focus on a few candles. I see so many people, when they're looking for their daily bias, they're zooming out, they're looking at a fair value gap from all the way back here, liquidity being taken there, a fair value gap up here that we can come up to. Listen, bro, you're not good enough of a trader to call levels from weeks, months back and expect them to land. But that's not what you should be doing anyway. All you've got to do is look at the 3 or 4 most recent candles and only focus on that. What most people would do would look at all of this and see we're bearish, and then see a bit of consolidation, and then we're bearish again, right? So their automatic bias would be that they're bearish. Now, step 1 and step 2 are really just priming you to get ready for step 3. But the point is very important. Only focus on the most recent 3 or 4, maybe 5 candles. Now, a good test for this is just zooming in and going in back testing mode and just guessing what the next candle is going to be, if it's going to go up or down. And if you do that enough times, trust me, you'll get better at it. Now, the reason we clear the noise is so we can focus on this step right here, and this is really the crux of it. Now, this is how you're going to identify your daily bias within 30 seconds. So each candle has a high and a low. Now, what you're looking for is a candle that takes out the higher or low of a candle, just like this one did here, took out the low, but then closes back within the same candle range. Once that happens, it's very simple. You want to be targeting that candle's high. So once I've identified that on the weekly chart, my daily bias for next week is going to be bullish. And as you can see, that is exactly what ended up happening this week. If we go back a few weeks as well, we can see this exact same thing playing out just a few weeks beforehand. We had this candle here, and obviously the lower the candles there, the higher the candles there. So let's go back to when we took out the high of it. So notice we took out the high of it and then closed back within the range. So as soon as that happens, you're looking to sell down to this low here. Okay, and this doesn't have to happen immediately. This can happen over a course of weeks, as it did here. As you can see, this one took 4 weeks to actually move down to that low. And all you're going to do is use this on the weekly and the daily time frame. As soon as one of your highs or lows are manipulated and then closed back within, like it was here, your daily bias is instantly short. So if we go down to the day and look how that would have played out for us. So this is the Friday after that level has just been confirmed on the weekly, and you can see we're seeing the exact same thing on the daily. So going into Monday, my analysis would be zooming in on this candle here. I can see the candle high and the candle low. I can see the candle took out the high of the previous candle and closed back within the range. So my target for the following days is going to be here. And also, of course, we've got that weekly target down here. So our bias would very much be bearish. And remember, that's only through looking at the most recent 2 candles on the daily and the most recent 2 or 3 on the weekly. Now, something to note about this is that we are normally always moving towards one of these highs or lows at some point. So, for example, here, right, it may not seem the cleanest thing on the weekly or the daily. It may not seem so clean to you, but notice how we are actually in the middle of this weekly move. Okay, so your bias is already sort of decided for you. With that being said, again, what can we see? A candle high here that's been taken out. So our bias is going to be short down into that candle there. Okay, so our next day, which happens to be, will be Wednesday, the 18th of December. Let's see what happens. Boom. Then price took its time and eventually took out that weekly level as well. So now when we go back on the weekly, it looks something like this. And again, let me reiterate, the power of doing this is you can be at this point here, for example, and still notice that we are trading within this level here. So you still know that our target is there. Now, this just makes finding daily bias so simple. It means you can do it in literally under 30 seconds. All you got to do is look at the most recent 3 or 4 candles and you're there. Just like I did this week when I sent this level in on Sunday to my members to dictate our daily bias for the entire week. It's now Wednesday and that level has just been hit. If you're interested in getting these levels and also seeing me live trade, then there'll be a link in the description to my Discord and to my Instagram.